Would you believe I made this lovely top with just less than half yard of fabric? Hi guys, my name is Uche. In this channel I share sewing tutorials and DIY. If today is your first time of coming across my channel, you are highly welcome. Thank you for stopping by, and to all my returning subscribers, thank you for your support. If you are yet to subscribe to my channel, kindly hit on the subscribe button, and without wasting much of your time, let us get right into the main tutorial. I will draft on my lining, then transfer to the main fabric later on. So I will roll out my shoulder line. This is an off shoulder top. You are going to determine how off you want your shoulder to be. So I'm going to off my shoulder by 5 inches. Place the 5 inches on my shoulder line and mark out my chest line, which is 7.5 inches. Still maintaining my 5 inches on my shoulder line, I will also mark out my waistline, which is 17 inches, and I will go ahead to connect it across. From the waistline, I'm going to mark down 5 inches. This is where I am going to be creating the basque. Alright, this is my basque length. You can go as low as 7 inches depending on what you want. The last line I will mark out is my bust point, which is 11 inches. You can see that I'm still maintaining my 5 inches on my shoulder line. For you not to get confused, here is my shoulder line, here is my chest line, my bust point, my waistline, and the line for the basque. So if you're a beginner, you will go ahead to label all of these so you don't get confused. So from the folded part of the fabric, I will go in by 4 inches, which is my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. I will mark it all the way down and connect it into a straight line. After that is done, I will come to my waistline. I will take my dart intake. I will mark out 0.75 on both sides, as you can see. So I'm going to connect this now downwards in a straight line, and from that's my waist, I will connect it to the bust point in a slanted manner like this. After that is done, you are also going to contour this upper bust. So I will take ½ inch on both sides. I will also go ahead to connect it to the bust point in this way. So that is all for that. So I'll go ahead to take my round body measurement. I will come to this first line. I will take my pit to pit measurement divided by 2. There is a picture up there showing you how to take that measurement from one armpit to the other armpit. So what I have is 13 inches. I will divide mine by 2, which gave me 6.5 inches. I will replace this dart I have here, 1 inch, and also add ½ inch for my sewing allowance. So I will come to my chest line, divide my bust measurement by 4. Also replace this tiny dart I took out right here and add my sewing allowance as well. So I'll go ahead now to curve out my armhole this way, as you can see on the screen. After that is done, I will come over to my waistline. I will also take my waist measurement divided by 4, replace this dart I took out here, and add my sewing allowance. So I'll go ahead now to connect from the bust to the waist measurement. I will mark out ½ inch at this top for turning the lining and the main fabric. Before I create my basque, I will close this dart. As you can see me doing this way, I will close the dart, use my pin to hold it. Then I will go with my straight ruler to connect from this waist down to that basque line I marked out. Alright, can you see what I am doing? So that is all for that. You will go ahead to cut it out. So I'm going to extend this dart upward and then cut out this part as well. After cutting it out, I will keep it aside while we work on the back pattern. So for the back, I am going ahead to mark out my zipper allowance of 1.5 inches, connecting a straight line. Also mark out my starting line at the top. So for the back, I'm going to off my shoulder by 7.5 inches, and that 7.5 inches is my chest line. Remember that the back side of this top started from the chest line exactly. It is way lower than the front. So whatever your chest line is, you're going to remove it, right? Place it on the starting line like this. Mine is 7.5 inches. From my shoulder to my chest line is 7.5 inches. You can see the way I placed it on that starting line. You will go ahead to mark out your waistline. So the back is starting from the chest line, right? You will go to the upper part. After your zipper allowance, you will divide your bust measurement by 4 plus your seam allowance. On the waistline, you will divide your waist measurement by 4, add 1 inch for that, and your seam allowance. Note that all the measurement I took was after my zipper allowance, alright? Then I will add ½ inch at the upper part for turning the lining and the main fabric. Then you proceed to cut it out. After cutting out from the center back, I will go in by ½ inch and connect it upwards this way, and I'll go ahead to cut out to avoid zipper bulge. I've gone ahead to cut out everything on my main fabric just the way it is on the lining piece, as you can see. So I'm going to keep all of this aside while I work on the back piece. From the center back, I will mark out my zipper allowance, which is 1½ inches. So after the zipper allowance, I will now mark out my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. I will go up by 6 inches, connect it downward into a straight line. I will mark ½ inch on both sides and also go ahead to slant it this way. So I will proceed to notch this so it will reflect on the other piece. After that is done, I will go ahead now to sew in my dart just the way I have marked it out. Follow this shape and sew it. Repeat the same thing right here. So I'll keep it aside while you work on the front. So I'm going to align the center front to the side front on one side. Also do the same thing for the other side. I will sew with ½ inch. After I was done sewing and ironing, you can see that I've ironed out all the whole seam, and this is the back. And I repeated the same thing on all the lining pieces. So I have this fabric, the length is 2½ inches while the wideness is 15 inches. So I have 4 of it. I'll go ahead to sew. After sewing, I'll use my safety pin to turn it out. So we are going to use this to create the sleeve, the tie we have around the sleeve. Okay, so I'll go ahead now to use my safety pin to turn everything inside out. After I was done turning everything out, I'll go ahead to iron it very flat. So I'll go ahead to join it. From the armhole, I will go in by ½ inch. So I will place the strap here. From the other side as well, I will come in by ½ inch and place the other strap. I will use my lining to cover everything up this way. I will go ahead to sew the upper part. The ½ inch we left, I'll use it to sew the armhole and sew the side just by ½ inch. For the back, you will indicate your zipper allowance, which I have done here by notching it. So after that zipper allowance, you will come in by 6 inch. Alright, so I'm going to place the strap right here, and I'll use my pin to hold it down. I'll also do the same thing on this side. Here is my zipper allowance. After the zipper allowance, I will mark out 6 inches, place my strap and pin it down as well. So I'll cover it with my lining piece, sew the top part and the 2 sides. Repeat the same thing here, the top part and the 2 sides by ½ inch. After I was done doing that, I am trimming the allowance on the armhole for the front. I will turn it to the right side, and this is what it will look like. I'll go ahead to give this a good press, and this is what the back looks like. So after that is done, I will go ahead to join the front and the back on the side, just as you can see me doing like this. Use your body measurement and join them on the side. After I was done doing that, this is what it looks like. So now I will go ahead to insert my zipper. The best zipper for this blouse or this top is the open and close zipper. I don't know if you know the zipper. I will show you later. The open and close zipper, so you can be able to wear it, which I later changed this zip to the open and close zipper. Alright, so I will go ahead now to sew my zipper and I will show you what it looks like. So as you can see, I have sewn like I explained. So I use open and close zipper, and if you notice, my zipper did not get to the end. I left about ½ inch before I sew it. So that is the perfect zipper for it, so that you can be able to rock your top without struggling. Alright, so let's go ahead and work on the ruffle. So for the fabric I have here is length 5 and the This is 22, this is 22, and this is 16. So this is what I was able to get from the remaining fabric I have. I will go ahead to join all of them, hem one side and run a gather stitch on the other side. After I was doing everything I explained, this is what I have. I have run a gather stitch at the top, hem the ends, and also hem the down part. So I will now go ahead to gather this. Okay, so before you gather, you will measure what you have here, so you know what to gather. Okay, measure what you have on this down part, and anything you have, gather it up to that, which I have done here. I have gathered mine up to what I got there. So you will push your zipper like this. Remember the ½ inch I left before inserting my zipper, so I will start from there, sew this all the way to the other side. And after I was done doing that, can you see how beautiful? I'm so obsessed with this top. Alright, so this is what I have. Can you see? So you can rock this with your leggings, with your jeans, with anything, in your pants, with your skirt. I decided to play around with this upper part. This is totally optional. So I got my elastic. I will cut out 2 inches, place it on the center front this way and pin down. I will drag this to my bust point line. Can you see it here? My bust point line like this. So this is going to give that front a little rouge, and I'll also pin it down. So I'm trying to centralize this to make sure that it is at the center. All right, so can you see? I'll go ahead to pin it down. So after that is done, I will stretch this out like this and run a stretch stitch on this elastic. All right, so it will give it a little gathers effect. After I was done doing that, can you see what it looks like? So I prefer it like this. And this is the final result, guys. So for the pants, I have a detailed tutorial on how to perfectly cut and sew this pant. It is on my channel. I'll be dropping the link on my description box and also on the comment section. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share and drop your comments. It really helps my channel to grow. Thank you and see you on the next one. Bye.